Good afternoon. Brent here with Black Pepper Resort for part 2 of the tour. I figured this would be a good time to actually do a tour because we got a bunch of rain throughout the night, last night, and up until about like an hour and a half ago. The rain finally stopped, so everything's looking fresh. Yeah, and for this part of the tour, we'll more or less show like the other part of the property that we didn't see last time, kind of the more undeveloped part. But we're gonna start from kind of like start from the pavilions, which you'll see in a second. We'll go through our cafe, and then we'll kind of walk around the other side of the property. So let's just jump into it, and maybe we won't have a 16-minute video this time around. So we have 2 pavilions like this on the property that can be used for larger groups that get together and maybe they want to have a picnic or something, do some yoga. People can camp here as well if you've got a larger group and you want a larger shared space. As I mentioned before, you can also camp in the huts, which you can kind of see kind of surrounding the pavilions. But yeah, the pavilions are actually, I don't know, kind of like surrounded by water. You'll see more maybe when we walk down the walkway that leads up to them. We've got a little pull-up bar if you feel like you need to get your workout on. Each pavilion has fans, outlets, lights, so they're pretty accommodating even at night. And then this is actually one of the more popular areas that people like to take photos. Like on the path here, we've got the big trees. It's a pretty cool perspective. And then also, you can kind of see the water here, but even like we've had people doing pre-wedding photos where people stand here in this area and have the photographer get like all the trees, and it just looks really nice. And then this is our cafe area. Pretty simple. Just have some tables here. Got yoga mats for people to use like when they come to visit. The idea is we more or less have, you know, everything available, so you just kind of show up and do your thing. We do have Wi-Fi here and a number of outlets like along the cafe bar, so if you've got like devices and whatnot, you can charge your devices while you're here. We've got lockers, so if you're here during the day or you're camping at night and you just need a space that's a little more secure to store your belongings, you can store everything there. As far as like drinks and whatnot, I'm not going to go over the entire menu, but you know, we've got smoothies, sodas, water, beers. We can make cocktails, tea, coffee. We do not serve a lot of food. We can do grilled chicken or grilled duck. We've got kind of like a collaboration with a friend of ours in Port. But guests are welcome to bring their own food. You can barbecue. We've got a grill here. You can bring it from a restaurant or whatever. We just ask that you don't bring drinks when you come. Don't carry in drinks, and just purchase any beverages that you may want to drink from us while you're visiting. But yeah, this is more or less kind of like a shared space, whereas like the huts in the pavilions, they're available on like a first come first served basis, or you can also rent them for the day or for the night if you are camping. I think that pretty much covers it. This might look familiar. This is the main drive area. Again, our front gate. Yeah, a number of parking stalls and whatnot. And we are going to eventually come back to here after the loop that we're going to do around the property. But we've got some fishing poles over there, paddles for the canoes. More or less just come and grab what you want. if you want to go canoeing, you want to go fishing, you know, you just kind of come as you are and do your thing when you visit, and we do our best to accommodate. So this way is going to be interesting because we got a bunch of rain and it could be pretty muddy, so we'll see how this adventure goes. But it shouldn't be too bad. It doesn't look too messy at the moment. So you'll see all of these coconut trees that we're walking by here. I think in total throughout our property, we've, I'm guessing around like 250 coconut trees. And let's see if you can kind of see the water as we're walking. And all of this water here, you can canoe. And this canal will lead all the way back to the dock, which, you know, by the end of our walk, we're gonna kind of come back out to. It's kind of getting close to the time where we need to prune these trees, cut some of these branches back. Here we go. You can kind of see this path here, that trail going down, and then over here, this is where we were just walking, so pretty simple. And then these are a bunch of lotuses over here that'll bloom, and we use the lotuses for different events and whatnot. Camera on the water, not so much on my big head. Oops. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be, considering how much rain we got. Right, and over here, you just get the good old-fashioned Cambodian countryside. The sunrise is in this vicinity here. Actually, I'll kind of show you where we come from when we get to the end of the trails. Just a lot of green, a lot of fresh air, a lot of water. You can fish, you know, in all these areas coming around off of the embankments, really whatever you feel like. There's different, I guess, kind of like concrete sewage drains that connect some of the different water paths, and the fish like to hang out there, or in the bends around it here. Hyacinths. countryside. Even with the clouds, it's gorgeous. Just simple, clean, and green. That's where we came from. No one's ever done it yet, but I always thought that this would be a cool place to camp, because you pitch your tent there, crawl out of your tent in the morning, and then boom, you've got the sunrise right there. If anybody's feeling adventurous and you want to come out and camp, just a little suggestion. Here's a little bamboo bridge that we have. And let's see here. The path continues. I think by that tree over there too would be another cool place to camp. I don't know if the recording is picking up like all the birds. There's just a lot of sounds, a lot of nature. The insects, it's nice. And then as we come around this area here, this will probably look familiar. It's a cool sugar palm. Maybe I'll use that for the thumbnail for the video. So cool. So here, we're back at the dock. Tamara's Murals. And as we walk by these, let's see if we can get a little more of a view without my big head. There's one. There's two. There's three, the monkey and a cashew. What do we got going on here? It's a big old banana flower, a couple dragonflies. Hornbill. Some black pepper. Giant snack. So awesome. She did such a fantastic job on these. And a couple cranes and a birds of paradise here. Anyways, this is an experiment, but we've got like a plan to make these columns a little more ornate in the not so distant future. Yeah, it's looking like we're still gonna have another 16-minute video, but while we're here, let's get another view of the murals. we'll walk back down this way this time. So the last, I guess, part one of the tour, we came back going along that path, which is the center line of the property, but mentioned briefly in the previous part that we'll be building more things here. This will also be used more for like an event space. We've got a wedding coming up in February. There'll be around 300 people here for the ceremony. There's a fire pit there, so we can also do some like bonfires and whatnot. A lot of flowers here, cosmos, which are in need of a little pruning, but we'll get to that sometime this week. And kind of close things out with a little shot of the building we're working on, which we will do a more proper tour of soon. Hopefully we'll have it done in the next couple of weeks. And we'll finish up in the parking lot, kind of where we started. So thanks a lot for watching, hanging out. If you're in Siem Reap or wherever in Cambodia, hope you're staying somewhat dry. Wherever you are in the world, take care, peace, and we'll catch you in the next update.